on vacation quite yet, right?
No, again, he's been delivering through this whole run, and I mean we probably leaned on him a little too much tonight, but it's tough making threes tonight. We had a lot of good guys taking them. We just weren't knocking them down, and that's kind of, in some instances, that's what they were giving us. And we had really good stretches of defense, especially the last 15 minutes of the first half was good, and then had a stretch in there in the second half, pretty good defense. But then, they really got clicking in the second half. We didn't do a good job late, that last 10 minutes of getting stopped. So that's why the lead kept shrinking.
What made the big guys, Thomas and Bandon, so tough in there?
They're good players. They're just really good players. They can shoot. They can shoot threes. They got good size. They got a good touch on the ball. They can shoot. They can score around the basket. And anytime you can do, those three or those things, I mean, you scored all three levels. Those are make for hard guards.
Coach, I noticed that Efton wasn't with you guys in the second half. Is that?
Sometimes he gets migraines, and he had a migraine deal where he had nausea, and so couldn't make it back out there after halftime.
And then how's Julian's health? He got a lot more minutes than we've seen lately. Just how's he?
I mean, I'd say he's not quite recovered from all this stuff that's been going around, but he's pretty close.
How hard does that hit you guys? It seems like
It's been with us for a while. It's been bouncing around from guy to guy and kind of draining and then lingering, and the energy level hasn't been great. So with some of them, hopefully we can get rested here at break and come back healthy and ready to go.
Has Drew done anything differently the last 5 games? I know he's done things like this his whole career, but I think the last 5 he's averaged 27, which is his highest average over a 4 or 5 game stretch.
I mean, I would just say we're probably leaning on him more and throwing the ball into him even more maybe than we have the last, couple of years. And he's been delivering. I mean, he's been really, really delivering. So playing a lot of minutes too.
At this point of the season, how far do you think Nolan has come in terms of running the offense? He seems to be a lot more comfortable out there.
I mean, the best thing he's doing is he's put together now several games where he hasn't turned the ball over, which has just been big, and that's a big stat for us. And then, our offense has kind of been carrying us through this run here. We've been working and trying and prodding and encouraging to get the defense up to speed, but tonight it definitely wasn't there. Our offense has been clicking right along. So
You guys won your 72nd straight home game, beating that record. What does that mean?
It's huge.
You guys didn't have fans too.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame. It's a shame the students weren't here, because it really is a big accomplishment that everybody needs to share in. I mean, students are a part of it. The community's a part of it. Obviously, all the players that were part of this. I mean, that's 72 in a row is something that, I don't know that'll ever be broken in our lifetimes, with just kind of all the transfers and all the stuff that's going on now. I mean, that's going to be, hopefully we'll keep it rolling and get it somewhere. But as I told the guys, anytime you have, where you can make history or something, I mean, that's something really, really special. So I tip my hat to them, and then we had to work tonight to get it done. But it's a big deal. Pretty cool.
Are you guys aware of those records when you get to 50, 60, or does it just kind of?
I mean, I was just aware of it. Barry made me aware of it, I think, going into it after the last one. So we talked a lot about, as I said, I don't think this will be broken during their lifetime. So, I mean, that's pretty cool to have something like that, that you were a part of. And again, I hope everybody feels a part of it, our fans and, students and community, administration, and definitely all the players that have been here through that run.
Mark, you 10-3, you've been all over the place. How necessary is this little break to get kind of back in recharged and come back in a different way?
It's really necessary. It's the guys are mentally tired, they're physically tired, and it's been, I've been saying all along, this is the most difficult run we've had, in the preseason, and to have to do it with this young a team and this young a guy, guys that are kind of new to their roles and all that, and so many guys kind of having to figure stuff out. I mean, I'm really proud of him. It's obviously we got a long ways to go, but you know, I'd say from where we were walking out of Texas or walking out of that Purdue game, it's been pretty good stuff.
Time for two more.
Coach Ben was plus 16 tonight. Just what can you say about his continued growth and maturation?
We needed him tonight. You know, they chose to not guard some people, and so you know, we put some people out there on the floor that they had to guard that could really space it, and he did a nice job with that. I think his next step is to, you know, start really growing on the defensive end, you know, and giving us, you know, all those positive attributes on the defensive end like he is, because he's really playing well on the offensive end, really helping us.
What did you make of Drew down the stretch? It wasn't all field goals, it was menacing, free throws.
Yeah, no, he made some big free throws, and again, just like all year, we've been running everything through him pretty much. So, you know, almost like we did with Shemek, a lot of our offense is generated through throwing it into him, and he either scores it or throws it out for a three, or you know, gets to the free throw line.
What's this stretch been for you?
Just doing whatever it takes to win. I mean, that's what's been needed of me lately, so that's what I do. Kind of just do whatever it takes.
What's the fatigue level of this team after all you guys have been through 13 games and a lot of tough games in kind of different environments? And you feel like you guys kind of need a break right now?
I feel like every team in the country's tired, so a break wouldn't hurt.
For both of you, how is it knowing you probably got a flight in the morning going back home? Is it hard to not have that in your head and have that game in your head for tonight?
I mean, just as a player, you know, you got to be mature and just take care of business first. We know we're not going to use that as an excuse, you know, but I mean, we are kind, you know, a little fatigued and stuff, but we knew we had to come out and compete against a very good team, and you know, I'm glad we did what we had to do to win.
You guys broke the NCAA record for consecutive home wins with 72. You've been part of all those. What does that streak mean? I mean, there's all the personal records, but I imagine that's probably the most meaningful one for you.
I've been a part of every one of those, you said? Or
you won 100 career games. This is your 100th career win tonight. So
wow.
Maybe not all of them then, so, but a lot of them, yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. Obviously, that's something that no one really can say they've ever done. It's a testament just to Coach and how he's ran the ship, man. He's just always consistent, and this place is – we didn't have the kennel today, and this place was still rocking at parts, and it's just a special thing about this community, and I think it's kind of just our way of saying thank you to the community for always supporting us and sticking by us no matter what, because without them, this isn't possible, and it's just something that it's truly amazing.
What does 100 career wins mean for you personally?
Won a lot of basketball games. That's huge just because as a competitor, you hate losing, and to know that you've won way more than you've lost is it's a blessing to be in an environment where winning is the expectation, and when you lose, it hurts so bad, and it's a feeling that you're not familiar with. So it's truly awesome.
When you're watching him operate in there on a night where he's 32 or something.
I mean, it's, you know, it's beautiful to watch. You know, he works hard, so you see the behind-the-scenes work. You know, we have to take the load off his shoulders a little bit, you know, but, you know, this is what he's capable of doing. And, you know, but we also know that we have to step up around and, you know, contribute as well.
Through the play where you pull down the rebound, run the floor, and then slam it, kind of, at what age did you start to, you know, make that click in your head, like, oh, I can do this. I don't always have to make the outlet pass. I can just go run the floor myself.
I mean, I used to play point guard in junior high and high school, so it's something that I've always been able to do. So, you know, just, again, I don't like to force things or do anything out of the ordinary, but the opportunity presented itself, and I just took advantage of that opportunity. But, yeah, man, I got a lot of tricks and stuff in my bag that doesn't come out all the time.
And on a night like this where you have 32 points, you're shooting so well, you just mentioned you don't like to force things. Is that a conscious voice in like the back of your head saying like, all right, you know, take what they give you, don't try and force it too much, or is it just kind of true instinct for you?
I mean, we were struggling in the first half, and it's just like, I got to. If I don't, then what happens? So, you know, just rising up to the occasion and doing whatever it takes, whether it's pretty or nasty, it doesn't matter. Then, you guys like Mally and Ben and Ju in the second half really stepped up and started scoring and spreading the floor more, which is huge because we need that. And yeah, just whatever it takes to get a win. Doesn't always have to be pretty, and I guarantee you the 72 wins here haven't all been pretty.
For both of you, where you guys were, Texas, Purdue, where you are now, what do you think's grown? What's coming together?
I think just our attention to detail, like not taking an opponent for granted, and kind of just like rising to the occasion. Those games we feel like losses were more on us than like what they did, and I think that just made us, like I said, when we were losing, like it's about how we approach it and how we use it. So instead of hanging our heads, like using it as a lesson, and I think that's what we've done to kind of close out this stretch. And we're not satisfied though. That's why we're not excited for real, because we know we can play better. But I feel like when we get back, we're gonna have that chip on our shoulder still and do the same thing with the next opponent we play.
What do you think? Progress earlier tonight?
I think we've just matured as a team. I think we're a young team. Malachi's a senior, junior, and it's his first year in the offense. We have a lot of moving pieces, new people, new roles, and it takes time to figure out. It's not always going to be, oh, you guys are going to be undefeated again. And then that expectation, I think, was unfair on this team. And I think people need to just take a step back and realize that we have to grow up as a team. And we've taken big strides, but there's still a lot of room for us left to go because we're nowhere near our potential right now. So I think if people just take it in strides and just allow us to grow and keep learning and keep making mistakes, but keep getting back up, that's all that really matters.
Drew, where do you think Ben's made the biggest strides this season?
Just his confidence. He's like I told him earlier, and I think I said in the media, like he's been doing this in practice for God knows. It feels like he's been here forever, just because he came up early that COVID year. But he's a hell of a player. It's confidence for him, and I think the game started to slow down for him as well. You can see he's not panicking. He's taking his time. He's even pump faking and then shooting. Like he would not have done that last year. I promise you he wouldn't have. Like it's stuff like that that shows he's really getting comfortable and confident out there. And also he comes in and he knows he has to bring energy and change the flow of the game, whether it's diving on the floor in Alabama and then getting up and screaming. Like that's the stuff that we need. That's that spark we need, that flare, that fire. Like I think he's really comfortable in figuring out his role, and it keeps growing because he's doing so well.
Malachi, you've been in double figures the last 3 games. Now you've found some consistency being that lead guy off the bench. Just kind of where are you at confidence-wise and comfortability in the offense, as you were saying?
I've done a lot of things in my career, so my confidence has never wavered. Just learning the system and just learning, where I fit in. And, just playing more and thinking less is what I would say. But, I know what I'm capable of doing, and I just go out there every game just trying to do whatever it takes to win. So, these past 3 games have been great, but, we just want to, keep on doing whatever it takes to win.
One more for the guys. What do you guys like to do back home for the holidays? Any plans or any kind of traditions that you guys enjoy?
I live in Florida, so I'm going to the beach.
True.
I'm hanging out with my brother, my friends, family. Big Cowboys game coming up, so that dictates our Christmas. But nah, man, I really just like to get away from everything, media, people. Like family time's important to me. Like after the game, I always go hug my family. Like it's just nice to get away and kind of just be a normal person at home again.
You touch a ball for 4 or 5 days?
I have to. I try not to, but my brother, dad, and I, we have a full court out front, and it's hard not to get competitive from Monopoly to go see me on the court or something. So probably won't. Probably should, but won't.